Hey everyone, welcome to day one coverage of SIGGRAPH in Los Angeles 2008. My name is Akin Bilgic. I'm here with Barbara McCullough. She's the recruiter for Rhythm and Hues here in Los Angeles. And we're going to be asking her a couple of questions about the recruiting process for you people that are looking for work out here. So could you give us just a little bit of background of Rhythm and Hues?
Okay, Rhythm and Hues is 21 years old as of this year. We are the largest publicly held company of its type in Los Angeles. We started off with 5 people who were computer graphics artists and also programmers who saw the need and projected the use of CG in commercials and also in feature films. And that's how the company was started in John Hues' kitchen 21 years ago. We have a little over 600 employees in the Los Angeles office, but we also have 2 offices in India, one in Mumbai and one in Hyderabad. The one in Mumbai, I think, has about 200 employees, and I think, well, the one in Hyderabad, I'm not exactly sure how many employees we have now, but it will grow to at least 200. And then also we are building a studio in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, which will be opening in another year. So altogether, that sounds like it's almost 1,000 people in Rhythm and Hues between the Los Angeles, India, and then later on in Malaysia.
So for the students and people trying to break into the industry, what kind of things should they be considering putting in their work so that it would get the attention of someone like you?
Okay. Well, first of all, what I always tell the students to do is go take a look at the website, okay? Because the website has job descriptions and it has very detailed information in terms of what it is we look for specific positions. And it's not only for Rhythm and Hues, but also for other companies too. So, and when they do that, they'll really get an understanding that there's pretty much consistency in the industry in terms of what we require is pretty much what other companies require too. A lot of times students don't understand that, for example, they want to be in animation, but within the movement areas, there's several different positions. There's character animation, there's animation layout, there's technical animation, which has to do with hair, fur, and cloth simulation. There's rigging and tracking. There's motion capture editing. There's also, massive for crowd simulation. So there's a lot of different things there. So what they need to do is not only take a look at just the motion areas, those dealing with that are closest to animation, but also take a look at things like lighting. If they have skills as a photographer and they understand lighting, they understand contrast, they understand color, they understand just the basic principles of photography, that can go a long way. If they take a look at for example, our lighting job description, it'll say, you can, submit a lighting sample, but also submit, you can submit photographs, you can submit copies of things. And then we have our effects area, basically, is one that we use a few third-party software within the studio, and that's one area where we do use Houdini. So a lot of times folks have really good effects, but they're maybe done in real flow or something else that's not really applicable to what we use in the studio. Say, for example, lighters. If a lighter is making a submission to us, we not only want to see their lighting sample, their 3D lighting sample, but we also want to see, if they have like a photographic portfolio, something showing that they understand lighting, they understand contrast, they understand color, like auxiliary skill, but not really, because that's really important in terms of lighting. But again, I would suggest that whomever it is that's interested in applying to the studio, take a look at the various positions that are posted on the website and what we look for those specific positions. Because, to go back to animation, for example, we do a lot of CG and live action integration, and we're really known for doing a lot of animals. So facial expression and lip syncing is really important, and also realistic movement. A lot of times we'll get folks who submit things to us that are, really very cartoony in the style of, let's say, Pixar or something like that. Well, it doesn't really satisfy our need, because we're looking for more of, realistic movement. And also quadrupeds. We do a lot of four-legged animals. We want to see not only just, bipedal, either animals or people or in walk cycles, but we would like to see, quadruped walk cycles, because that also gives us an idea this person has the potential to work with us. When it comes to submitting something to us, the submission process is really very important. We want anyone submitting to us to let us know, first of all, what they're interested in by way of their cover letter. Then a demo reel. A demo reel would like it to be no more than, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes long. Excuse me, because the people who are looking at the reels, they don't have really a lot of time. And there are artists within the various departments who actually do this. So we like something to be, again, no more than 2 to 3 minutes long, and put the best work in the beginning. If anything is questionable, don't put it on the reel. If they have like a project they've completed in school that they, of course they take pride in doing, but have it towards the end of the reel, because we need to take a look at, we don't want to search for stuff. We want to know that what you're submitting, first of all, is emblematic of what position that you want to be hired for, and also there's a shot breakdown sheet that's accompanying this that says what you did on the different shots that you submitted and what software you used, and if you work collaboratively, because a lot of times things are collaborative effort, tell us what the other person did. And the importance in that is letting us know that you can work with another person, you can work with a team, because that's really one of the things that's really crucial to work in our industry, is the ability to work within a team. So it's the cover letter, the shot breakdown sheet, the demo reel, and also the resume. And if someone is, let's say, new to the workforce, and they've only had a few jobs, and one of them was at a retail store or something like McDonald's, again, it shows that you work with a team of people. You have to communicate with someone, and that's really pretty good. Because one of the things that's really important for our industry is good communication skills, good work ethic, the ability to basically ask questions, learn from those questions, to troubleshoot, and also to embrace the concept of lifelong learning. And the reason I say lifelong learning is because every show we do is different. And even though there may be some basic principles that are the same, it's a new game. Every job basically is a new game. So from doing something like Charlotte's Web to doing something like Alvin, okay? From doing something like Hulk to doing Mummy. Okay, there's always something new, going on that folks will have to learn. We have within the studio tech ops. So in the tech ops basically give them an opportunity to, learn new techniques to be able to execute the shots that they're going to do on a particular show. Have really internships in production anymore. The internships are pretty much confined to the software department. Usually they're between, let's say, the third and the fourth year, or between the second and the third, the first and the second year graduate work, or PhD candidates, that software area. What we have for in the artist areas, we have apprentice programs, and usually these are eligible for people who will graduate by the time that the program will start. And they could be out of school, like, let's say about 18 months, usually maximum, and we will bring them into the studio. A lot of times we have to fly them in and house them because they come from afar. And then we also pay them a stipend while they're, in the program. It's like a 3-week boot camp, and depending on how successful they are, they could be considered for employment. We don't guarantee that, but pretty much 97% of the people who applied have been accepted. And again, it's
so of the student reels that you receive, I'm not sure how many you get per week, but what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see time and time again from your applicants?
A lot of times they don't stress particularly, what they're interested in doing. A lot of times students are people who just graduated from school consider themselves generalists because they know a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which is all good to have, well-rounded understanding, of how, the medium works. But at the same time, we need them to focus in specifically on what they want to do, because like other large studios, we're highly compartmentalized. So, there's the animation department, there's a lighting department, there's the effects department, there's a compositing department, okay? So even though they've gotten a taste of a lot of different areas, a lot of, different disciplines, they have to really focus in on what it is they're interested in. If we take a look at a reel and we find, for example, let's say, a lighter is also good compositing and lighting. We'll send that reel, or even the managers themselves, they'll send it on to another department. But we need them to be focused in on what it is that they have a passion for doing. Yeah. Well, right now we're working on, Land of the Lost. We're working on something called Cirque the Freak, and they came from upstairs. There's several projects we're working on right now. The one we finished most recently was Mummy. And I think that's pretty exciting. We also have had what we've called faculty education programs, where we try to bring faculty into studio to basically close the gap between academia and what the industry requires. So that's kind of basically it. So it's very difficult for us to to really be able to give feedback. I mean, people submit things to us and they want feedback. We're really not in a position to give feedback. You know, it's if we will send you out a notice letting you know we received your material, but if you don't hear from us, we'll say, well, you know, we want you to understand that maybe, and it's not that you're not good at what you're doing, but maybe your skill set doesn't fit the need, the current need.
That was great. Thank you, and
You're welcome.
we'll see you all tomorrow.